morning and salam Malaysia Madani. Thanks for joining us. I'm Priya and you're watching Malaysia Tonight. Our headlines. Malaysia Madani concept does not leave behind knowledge of previous generation. Over 17,000 flight tickets to Sabah and Sarawak will be on sale. The Malaysia Madani concept involves moving forward to a sustainable future while holding on to values from the nation's heritage, according to Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim. The Prime Minister, when opening the Imam As-Shafi'i International Conference today, said it was important not to leave behind the knowledge and values inherited from previous generations in pursuing new ideas and technology.
Khalifah Islam dalam negara majoriti besar umat Islam tidak pernah meremehkan tuntutan golongan kecil. Itu dia kekuatan Islam yang harus diterima.
The conference was organised by the Sarawak Mufti Department in conjunction with the state's 60th Independence Anniversary celebration. It was attended by 1,300 participants, including international delegates from Brunei, Indonesia, Jordan and Yemen. Datuk Seri Anwar said the major weakness of the Western world from the point of view of thought and philosophy is their failure to connect new knowledge with the treasure of knowledge they inherited before that. A total of 17,708 one-way flight tickets from the peninsula to Sabah or Sarawak will be sold at a maximum price of RM300 in conjunction with the Keamatan Festival and Hari Gawai. Transport Minister Anthony Loke said the special price will be offered by all domestic airlines for the travel periods on 27th, 28th and 29th May to Sabah and 29th, 30th and 31st May to Sarawak.
Seperti yang saya katakan, kita ada tiket 17,000 lebih untuk untuk semua laluan ini. Jadi sudah tentu ramai yang sudah beli tiket. Okay? Yang dah beli tiket awal tu mungkin dia dapat harga yang lebih murah dan sebagainya. Itu okey, tak ada masalah. Kita mengambil pendekatan mana-mana baki tiket yang masih ada. Sebab kita tahu apabila baki tiket tak banyak, harga akan meningkat. Jadi kita beli semua tiket itu dan kita jual balik dengan harga RM300 sahaja. Okay, ini satu pendekatan yang kita dah fikirkan untuk membantu rakyat.
Briefing reporters today, Loke said the pilot project is aimed at solving the problem of expensive flight ticket prices during the festive season, and if successful, it will be presented to the Cabinet so that it can be used as an ongoing initiative. He said the maximum price does not include taxes and fees, but with the purchase of the ticket, users will be protected according to the Malaysian Aviation Consumer Protection Code 2016. He said the overall estimate for subsidizing the purchase of flight tickets to Sabah and Sarawak throughout the period offered was between 5.8 million to 11.4 million ringgit. Politicians have been urged not to capitalize on the issue of using the word Allah in non-Muslim context as a political weapon to create disharmony within society. Home Minister Datuk Seri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail reminded political leaders not to ignore the facts regarding the issue in their attempts to make political gains out of it. He said the Home Ministry's move to withdraw the appeal against the decision of the Kuala Lumpur High Court regarding the use of the word Allah, among others, is due to a contradiction found between a Home Ministry administrative order and a cabinet decision made in 1986. According to Datuk Seri Saifuddin, this was related to the confiscation of published materials at that time and not a theological issue involving the use of the words. Moving forward, the minister said the matter needed to be resolved comprehensively, with the federal government seeking an audience with the Conference of Rulers soon to present its proposals to strengthen enforcement on the use of the word Allah. Communications and Digital Minister Fami Fanzil said the government's policy on the use of the word Allah has remained unchanged since 1986. The minister said the fact remains that the matter did not go into issues of theology or any religious debate, as it only revolves around the issues stemmed from two contradictory government directives.
Kes itu berhubung kait bukan isu agama, bukan isu penggunaan kalimah Allah, tapi Tetapi sebenarnya isu pentadbiran, isu kastam, pihak kastam telah menyita sejumlah bahan yang mengandungi yang menggunakan, yang ada kalimah Allah. Tapi asas arahan itu bercanggah dengan keputusan kerajaan, keputusan kabinet. Dia ada, itu yang dipertikaikan. Tapi apa yang Perdana Menteri telah nyatakan semalam, kita faham ada percanggahan ini dan kita nak baiki sekarang. Sebab kita tahu nasihat daripada peguam negara ialah perkara asas itu perlu dibetulkan. Dan mantan Perdana Menteri Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin juga dalam teks beliau ada menyatakan, beliau mengaku kalau dibawa ke mahkamah sukar untuk menang, tak boleh menang. Itu diakui oleh mantan Perdana Menteri.
The Ministry of Domestic Trade and Cost of Living (KPDN) is in the final stage of establishing fuel stations with no subsidy in several other states after the ones in Perlis, which were established as a pilot project. In a statement today, Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said the project is currently implemented in Padang Besar and Wang Kelian. He said the project, part of the initiatives implemented under the Border Economy Programme, could save the government's oil subsidy allocation, besides providing more revenue to the country through sales tax imposed on foreign vehicles. KPDN is now in the final stage of implementing the petrol stations without subsidies in other states, especially in Kelantan, which will then be followed by Kedah, Perak, Sarawak, Sabah and Johor. Earlier, Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid chaired the National Action Council on Cost of Living meeting. He said the preliminary report on the supply of RON 95 petrol and diesel without subsidy initiative implemented in Perlis found that sales for subsidized petroleum products dropped by 13.2% and 15.7% for RON 95 for the first 2 months. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi has given his assurance that the supply of chicken eggs in the country exceeds domestic demand. He also attributed the development to the strategic cooperation between the Federal Agricultural Marketing Authority, FAMA, and 11 suppliers to address the shortage of eggs in the country. Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid, who is also National Action Council for Cost of Living Chairman, said Pharma could supply 1.33 million eggs weekly, which are distributed to its retail premises nationwide.
Kerana telur adalah harga barangan kawalan, maka harga itu ditetapkan pada harga yang telah dikeluarkan mengikut jadual, ya. Dalam perkara ini yang penting pengguna tetap dapat bekalan, ya. Saya telah mengarahkan agar pihak Pharma membuka lebih banyak pasar tani mengikut kepadatan penduduk di satu kawasan. Pharma telah diarahkan untuk membuka mengikut nisbah penduduk, di mana Pharma harus mempunyai perancangan untuk membuka sebanyak 1,391 pasar tani.
Malaysia is such a unique country, celebrating Aidilfitri for a whole month compared to other countries which celebrate it for a day. Now, this uniqueness is not only experienced by local Malaysians, but also by people from all over the world travelling to Malaysia. Now, let's delve into their experiences celebrating Aidilfitri in Iskandar Puteri, Johor, with Erwin Zahid.
More than 100 travellers from across continents attended Aidilfitri Open House organised by Iskandar Investment Berhad IIB to experience first-hand of the liveliness of the festive season. International attendees consist of residents, students, teachers, corporate individuals and tourists, all donned up in colourful traditional Malaysian outfits.
We take this opportunity to actually gather our stakeholders from different layers of communities around Iskandar Puteri. So we actually have the foreign student population in EduCity. We have their parents who are running business here in Madini.
The vast variety of traditional Malaysian food is a sight to behold for them, consisting flavors that are unique from the food in their respective countries. Among the bites, ketupat, rendang and lemang. Aside that, these travellers are in awe with the hospitality they receive from Malaysian, which some of them consider it the best in the world.
I love all the delicious food, which of course is something Malaysia is really known for, and especially Johor. And I really understand why tourists come here, especially Singaporeans. Very colourful. And it's just very tasty, and the texture of the food is so different.
Fantastic experience. I think that Malaysian hospitality has no rivals. The people are so friendly, so warm, and I really enjoy it. And especially this event, the decoration is like fantastic. When I came in, it's like, wow, like, you know, you're in Star Wars or something.
And I think Malaysia, celebrating Eid in Malaysia, it was a beautiful experience. We had people from different cultures, different backgrounds, different countries come up over here and, you know, be together and celebrate Eid together. Oh, Malaysian food? I think it's amazing. I'm an Indian, so a bit of Malaysian food comes from India too, such as biryani.
I like that everyone gets together, even if we are Chinese or Malay, Indian, everyone gets together for quite a long time. Yeah, so it's unity of Malaysia.
This initiative can not only bring good impact on the relationship between Malaysian and international people, but it can also give good impression to our country, hence making Malaysia as a country to be proud of. Zahid, RTM.
Coming up next, the Works Ministry to discuss Awas cameras installation in accident-prone areas. The Works Ministry, KKR, is ready to hold discussions with the Ministry of Transport on the installation of the Automated Awareness Safety System, or Awas cameras, in areas where road accidents often occur. Works Minister Datuk Sri Alexander Nantalingi said the installation of Awas cameras is one of the solutions to reduce the rate of road accidents in such areas. He said the installation of Awas cameras had not yet been planned, but the possibility remains credible.
Apa-apa idea baru kita boleh duduk bersama lah, sebab memang itu adalah satu kaedah untuk kita boleh mencegah keselamatan kemalangan, supaya kita beri amaran kepada pemandu lah. Kamera ada, jaga-jagalah, jangan terlalu laju nanti kena denda. Tapi ini belum lagi dalam program kita lah. Ya. Okey, ada kemungkinan lah. Ada kemungkinan, ya, memang ada.
He said this to reporters after conducting a survey of Jalan Persekutuan at FT058 Jalan Bido Teluk Intan today. He also said that KKR allocated a total of 1.7 million ringgit for the maintenance works on the federal road at FT058 Jalan Bido Teluk Intan, which has often been the site of accidents in recent times. Meanwhile, Datuk Sri Alexander said KKR had allocated 42.4 million ringgit for maintenance works on federal roads in Perak involving 1,514 kilometres of road. In the meantime, he said the ministry also approved an initial allocation of 30 million ringgit this year for the upgrading of the Gerik-Jeli East-West Highway. The Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, MCMC, has been instructed to take action on Coldplay ticket resale advertisements on social media. Communications and Digital Minister Fami Fanzil said there are fraudulent activities in the resale of concert tickets on social media, and MCMC will ask the operator of the platform to take down the posting.
Kita tidak boleh membenarkan aktiviti jenayah seperti ini. Skema bagi saya ulat tiket itu juga satu bentuk yang tidak ia memang satu aktiviti yang tidak patut berlaku. Jadi kita akan teliti dan kita akan ambil tindakan, insya-Allah.
The existence of accounts on various platforms reselling Coldplay concert tickets at exorbitant prices, up to 43,200 ringgit, has gone viral on social media, which drew criticism from the public. Regarding the reselling of Coldplay concert tickets at higher prices by some parties, Fami said that he had asked the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Cost of Living, KPDN, to monitor the issue as it was under KPDN's purview. He also advises the public to buy Coldplay concert tickets from legitimate sources to avoid falling victim to ticket scams. The Agriculture and Food Security Ministry, through the Malaysian Pineapple Industry Board, LPNM, is aiming to achieve 1.3 billion ringgit worth of pineapple-based exports this year. Agriculture and Food Security Deputy Minister Chan Fong Hin said that the ministry was also looking to export more fresh pineapple products this year, following huge demand from West Asia and China. He said based on the LPNM records, exports have continuously shown signs of increasing from 642 million ringgit in 2020, 1.1 billion in 2021 and 1.2 billion ringgit last year. He added that a target of 1.3 billion ringgit worth of exports for this year is not impossible.
Negara kita ni sekarang nak beralih ke satu target yang tidak tertumpu kepada satu jenisnya sahaja tanaman. So jangan kita tertumpu kepada misal kata cuma ini kelapa sawit, tapi tak tanam lain. So kita harap kita boleh memperbagaikan sumber kita ini. So antaranya nanas merupakan satu produk yang cukup tinggi nilai dia.
He said this when met by reporters after his working visit to a pineapple cake shop, Tuzra Marketing in Iskandar Putri today. Chan added that 80% of the pineapple exports were sent in canned form to Singapore, Japan, South Korea, West Asia and China. Malaysia controls 0.25% of the global pineapple market exports. A man with an artificial left leg has been charged for 7 counts of firearms and drug offences at the Kota Tinggi Sessions Court and Magistrates Court, including shooting at a policeman 7 years ago. Single father of 2, Muhammad Firdaus Paiman, 35, was first brought in front of Sessions Court Judge Sazlina Safi to face 4 charges for possessing firearms and live bullets. The accused was charged with possessing a Beretta Gardone VT gun and a homemade shotgun without a license. The accused was also charged with possessing 3 12-bore bullets and 4 9mm bullets without a license. On another count, Muhammad Firdaus was charged with possessing a homemade air rifle without a license. He was also charged for possessing a Cartus 12-bore bullet also without a license. He pleaded guilty to the charges against him, and Judge Sazlina postponed his sentencing pending a chemical report and set 15th June for the case's next mention. Meanwhile, at a magistrate's court, Muhammad Firdaus was charged with shooting Lance Corporal Muhammad Shafiq Nazrin Razali with the intention to hurt the personnel to avoid being arrested. Apart from that, the accused was also charged with possessing 0.9 grams of cannabis. Muhammad Firdaus pleaded guilty to the charges against him, and Magistrate Rashida Baharum set 6th July for the case next mention at Pengerang Magistrates Court. Coming up on the foreign front, Montana becomes first U.S. state to ban TikTok. Philippine Military Chief General Andres Centino yesterday visited a small contingent of naval troops deployed in a remote island in Palawan province near the disputed Spratly Archipelago in the South China Sea, while mentioning the site's importance for monitoring activity in the area. This group of islands is where vessels from outside international waters pass through to enter. Centino said this is also where they pass through to get to the Pacific side. It is important that they are able to monitor and detect who is coming in and out. Centino's visit at the Narciso del Rosario Naval Station, site of a new beaching ramp and staging area, was his second stop in the Balabac group of islands, where he also inspected a 300-hectare Philippine airbase. Manila has started building a 3-kilometer runway at the airbase, which will also host humanitarian assistance and disaster relief facilities and barracks that Americans could use under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, EDCA. China claims sovereignty over almost the entire South China Sea with a 9-dash line on maps that stretches more than 1,500 kilometers off its mainland and cuts into the exclusive economic zones of Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei and Indonesia. An international arbitral ruling in 2016 dismissed that line as having no legal basis. Chinese President Xi Jinping held talks today with visiting Tajik President Emomali Rahmon in Xi'an City to discuss relations between their two countries and other issues of common interest. Rahmon is in China for the China Central Asia Summit and a state visit. Xi expressed his pleasure at meeting with his old friend in Xi'an and warmly welcomed Rahmon to China for the summit and the state visit. He said China-Tajikistan relations enjoy deep historical roots, a solid political foundation, substantive cooperation, and extensive public support. To ensure a bright future for the two peoples, China is ready to work with Tajikistan to enhance cooperation in various areas and build a China-Tajikistan community with a shared future featuring friendship, solidarity and mutual benefit. Rahmon arrived in Xi'an yesterday for the China Central Asia Summit and for a state visit at the invitation of Xi. Rahmon will join the heads of state of the other 4 Central Asian countries, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan, to attend the summit chaired by Xi. Montana Governor Greg Gianforte yesterday signed a legislation to ban the Chinese-owned TikTok from operating in the state, making it the first U.S. state to ban the popular short video app. Montana will make it unlawful for Google and Apple's app stores to offer the TikTok app within its borders. The ban takes effect starting 1st of January 2024. TikTok, which has over 150 million American users, is facing growing calls from lawmakers and state officials to ban the app nationwide over concerns about potential Chinese government influence over the platform. TikTok, owned by Chinese tech company ByteDance, said in a statement, the bill infringes on the First Amendment rights of the people of Montana by unlawfully banning TikTok, adding that they will defend the rights of users inside and outside of Montana. The company has previously denied that it has ever shared data with the Chinese government. Gianforte also prohibited the use of all social media applications that collect and provide personal information or data to foreign adversaries on government-issued devices. The 2023 SEA Games close without a hitch. That and more next in sports. After 11 days of competition, drama, grit and emotions from the athletes, the 2023 SEA Games came to a glittering end via a spectacular closing ceremony at the Morodok Techo National Stadium yesterday. The heavy downpour hours before the ceremony kicked off did not spoil the party that featured a spectacular show of lights, visual effects, sounds, fireworks and more importantly, the Cambodian culture held in front of the 75,000 spectators. What followed through was the parade of 1,000 athletes who competed in Cambodia and 2,000 volunteers who had worked tirelessly to ensure the games ran smoothly. Vietnam had once again conquered the medal tally as they took home 136 golds, 105 silvers and 118 bronzes, and repeated the success of the last edition where the country won 205 gold, 70 silver and 104 bronze medals when they hosted the 2021 SEA Games. Thailand is next in line to host the 33rd edition of the Games in 3 of their major cities, namely Bangkok, Chonburi and Songkhla. It is set to take place from the 9th until 20th December 2025. Manchester City marched into the Champions League final for the second time in 3 seasons after outclassing holders Real Madrid 4-0 for a 5-1 aggregate victory at a raucous Etihad Stadium early this morning. Bernardo Silva's first-half doubles put City in control against the 14-time European champions, while an own goal by Eder Militao after the break and a late fourth from Julian Alvarez sealed the deal for Pep Guardiola's side as they avenged last year's bitter semi-final loss. With Inter Milan awaiting in the final, City will now be huge favourites to finally deliver the trophy Abu Dhabi's Sheikh Mansour had craved since buying the club in 2008, having lost to Chelsea 2 years ago. City are now unbeaten in 26 home matches in the competition, and that run was never in danger once Portuguese midfielder Silva whipped a shot past Thibaut Courtois in the 23rd minute and then headed his side's second in the 37th. The second half was almost a formality as holders Real, bidding to win the trophy for a 6th time in 10 seasons, were outplayed by a relentless City side closing in on treble. And there was no way back for Carlo Ancelotti's team when Kevin De Bruyne's free kick flicked off Militao in the 76th minute. Alvarez put the icing on the cake of a memorable night for City with a clinical finish after coming on as late replacement for Erling Haaland. It's official, the countdown to the 2026 World Cup has begun. It was a star-studded red carpet event in Los Angeles yesterday as FIFA launched its new logo and campaign for the upcoming 23rd edition of the World Cup being played in the United States, Mexico and Canada. The gala took place only a few kilometers from the iconic Hollywood sign, and guests entered the Griffith Park Observatory in the Hollywood Hills. The newly unveiled logo combines a sleek number 26 emblem showcasing the year of the tournament, and for the first time, the image of the World Cup trophy emblazoned in the center. FIFA President Gianni Infantino was in attendance for the global brand unveiling. Infantino hopes that through the success of the upcoming FIFA 2026 World Cup, football could become the #1 sport in North America. Other notable guests included FIFA legends from the 1994 FIFA World Cup tournament, Alexis Lalas and Jorge Campos, and 2 times World Cup winner Brazil's Ronaldo Nazario. For the first time ever, the new World Cup format will include 48 teams, up from 32, and bring the matches to 104. According to FIFA, the tournament will begin in June of 2026. And that concludes Malaysia Tonight. This time round, in our top story today, Malaysia Madani concept does not leave behind knowledge of previous generation. I'm Mohana Priya. Thank you for your company.